Hello, my name is Jani. Welcome to my channel. This is a cross stitch channel where we talk about cross stitch and projects and fabrics and flosses. And this time I want to show you a little of my WIP progress with this project. This is the only stitch or the only piece that I've been working on, and because I don't want to bore you to be boring, I would like to organize my fabrics, so perhaps you could help me to organize my fabric stash. So yeah, we'll see. This is my current project. I've been working all this year in projects that I already had as WIPs. So this is a sampler that I'm stitching in a fabric that I dyed. This is a cotton fabric, and once we start with the fabric stash organization, you are going to see a lot of this type of fabric, because it's the fabric that I get here locally in my city, and I love to stitch on it, even though it's not a perfect even WIP. It's a cotton fabric, a natural fabric, and I love to dye this fabric, and the colors that came out as the result of the dyeing process are really pretty. So I like to work with this instead of working with or stitching on linen and 36 count or 40 count. This is very similar to that count. It's between a 36 and a 38, depending on the dyeing process. So yeah, I really like to work with this fabric. And this project is the Three Things Sampler by Moira Blackburn. I started this project on 2018, so 3 years in the making. I just stitched on this project a couple of months, and then I put it in a project bag and didn't touch it. But now in this year I was really excited to work on this again. So this first year or those first months, I finished about the middle of the sampler. I finish all this part. I translate the central phrase to Spanish. The meaning is the same, just in Spanish. I added another bird here because I have 4 kids, and since this month, on April, I start working again in this project. So I finished this bird band, and I finished the border. Yeah, and it was correct. Well, I frog this border once, this part of the border, but after that everything was right. And yeah, I changed the color in this house, and I added this little like road, because in the original design it came like blue way, and I don't know, I find it a little strange, like a water little way. So I decided to put the roof of the house in a pink shade, and so the entrance of the house. So yeah, I really like how it came out, the house. And in this space, in the original design, you're supposed to stitch the year, but I decided to put my initials. So I usually don't put my name in my pieces, or I don't sign my pieces, but in this case I thought it was a nice touch to put my initials. So yeah, I need to finish the letters here, the alphabet and the numbers, and in this part I supposed to stitch like my name and an English phrase, but I want to stitch something else, so I probably will change to a phrase in Spanish, because sometimes I usually stitch my samplers in the original, with the original phrases in English, but I really like to make the translation. So yeah, I am looking for a phrase to put it here, you know, a short phrase according to the theme of all the samplers, you know, like seize the life, and you know, the present is it's a gift. So yeah, something like that, in that tone. So yeah, I need to find a phrase or to adapt some words to put it here. So we'll see. And almost done. I need to put a tree like this one, but I think here is like pink, and a couple of squirrels that are stitched here. And it's funny because the squirrels are like blue and gray, but I don't know, I probably will stitch the squirrels, you know, in a brown, orangey color. We'll see. And that's it, almost done. This is a really spectacular piece. I must say it's my favorite sampler so far. It's full of details, and like full of little histories, and it's so beautiful. It's going to look so pretty once it's done. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be my favorite piece so far. I mean, I have a lot of pieces, a lot of stitching, but this one is really special, and the design and the sides is something else. I love it. So yeah, you probably will be looking for a finish in a couple of weeks. And I already have the frame, so yeah. And I'm going to wash this piece. I usually don't wash my pieces, but this one, it's, you know, 3 years old, and yeah, it's going to need a bath. And because I'm stitched in hand, I not in hand with the chickens and the hen, I stitch in hand. Yeah, the you know, it gets a little dirty. So, and I was a little afraid of because I dyed this fabric, and perhaps some of the colors will bleed in the flosses, but it's not big deal. I mean, the colors are really, you know, according to all the designs, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. We'll see. So yeah, let me start with my fabric. I was watching a video from my friend Michelle Bendy Stitches, and she was showing her fabric stash and how she make this lovely organization system. And yeah, I was thinking, you know what, I need to put my fabrics with the measure or the size of the fabric, because sometimes you really need to know the size of each piece in order to decide if you are going to use for certain project, or if it's going to be enough for a stitching piece. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So let's see what are going to be the results. I'm going to use safety pins and these little cardboard tags. So I'm just going to put the size of each fabric in centimeters and in inches, because here in Mexico we use the decimal system, but the majority of the designs came with the the English system. So I always like to put the measures in inches and in centimeters, so it's easy for me. So yeah, let's do it. The majority of the pieces that I'm going to show you are pieces that I dyed, so nothing really fancy. But yeah, this is a piece of linen, and most of my linens they are in 28 count, because I bought a few yards of linen 28, so I have used some of the pieces, and some of them I give it away to my stitchy friends. So yeah, this is 28 count linen, and you can check if you are not sure what count is your fabric. You just need to count the threads in 1 inch of the fabric. So if this is 28 threads in 1 inch, it's equivalent to an Aida 14. So it's really a comfortable size of fabric to stitch, or size of count to stitch, but I don't really use 14 count Aida or 28 count fabric, because lately I'm stitching really big projects like samplers, so I like the tiny stitches. That's why I use 36 count or 40 count fabric. But yeah, it's always nice to have all types of counts, and I don't have a lot of variety, different types of fabric, but yeah, it's always nice to have this for me big counts, because for example Nora Corbett, a pixie or a mermaid will look great in this count of fabric, and it's recommended that you stitch this count with 2 threads of floss. So but it's a personal choice. So let's measure this, and I usually cut this in very standard size. Usually these are fat quarters, that is 27 inches by 18, but because sometimes the fabric gets smaller with the dyeing process, or I cut it a little smaller, the result is smaller. So in this case it's 26 inches by by 16 inches, so it's smaller than a fat quarter. So I use this carton tag. So I just put 28 count linen. It's 26 by 16, which in centimeters it's something like 41 by 66. So 66 by 41 centimeters, and these are inches. So I have the tag here, and yeah, all I have to do is fold the fabric, and because every time I'm looking for a fabric, I unfold the fabric, and then I measure the fabric. So with this system, I guess it's going to be a little easier. But yeah, I just will place the pin, and that's it, and I have one fabric ready. Yeah, about 50 to go. Don't worry. So yeah, let's continue. I have this linen in the top of my box of fabrics. So you're going to see a lot of linens right now. So again, it's 26 by 16, yeah. And I just put it, it's a 28 count linen, 40, no, well, in centimeters it's 41 by 66 centimeters and 60 by 26 inches. And that's it. Let me continue organizing and measuring my fabrics, and I will be right with you. Thank you for joining me to organize my fabrics. It's always inspirational to look at pretty materials, and especially this year that I'm focused on work only in my WIPs. Looking at all these fabrics is thinking in future adventures. So thank you again for being here with me. Take care of your family, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye, happy stitching!